Where is it? Where is it? No, 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 no,
Attention, all staff and volunteers. Can we please all head?
crap. Tracy, what you doing it? Let's go. What's this one? Oh man, I lost it. Oh wow. No intensifies bipartisan scrutiny over the Justice Department's handling of the Epstein case and signals renewed interest and possible ties to high-ranking figures. Yes. Hello, Lori. Hello, Lori. Hello, Bob. Bonjour. When you come in, can you please hit the like for me to keep me in the algorithm? If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel right now. Just when you come in, just hit like, subscribe. My goal is 300 subs by the end of this month. I would love to have 400. And it can be done because nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. It can be done. When you I see one like. That's all I see is one like. Come on, y'all. Lori, why you say I did it? What you do? You say I did it. Okay, can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Y'all, I don't know what is in my throat. My allergies are on another level today. Some days I don't have any problems with my allergies, and some days they be like, what the world? What the world? I have to get into this video, and y'all, I might get a little upset, but I'm going to try my best to stay very calm because before I say anything about Bill and Hillary, you mean to tell me people have been talking about these Epstein files and Trump doing everything that he doing, giving Ghislaine Maxwell special privileges, and he's not being subpoenaed, but everyone else is? This is BS. This is BS. Why isn't Donald Trump impeached? Bill and Hillary, go to court. Don't dismiss the subpoena. And I mean it. Tell on Donald. Don't hold nothing back. Don't hold nothing back, because this is BS, but we're going to start. The House Oversight Committee has issued sweeping subpoenas in its investigation into Jeffrey Epstein, demanding testimony from former President Bill Clinton, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and 8 former top law officials. Did y'all hear what I said? Not from Trump. And as we all know, Trump and Epstein were very, very, very close. Okay? So I'm going to say it again. They didn't subpoena Bill and Hillary, 8 former top law enforcement officials. They could have subpoenaed, what's the wife's name? Melania, who don't even like her own husband, Trump. And that could be why. But I'm going to keep on going. The move intensifies bipartisan scrutiny of the Justice Department's handling of the Epstein's case and signals renewed interest and possible ties to high-ranking figures. High-ranking figures like the President of the United States, maybe? I am so angry at what is going on in this country that it is ridiculous. The United States of America, every other country is laughing at us. We even sound ridiculous. You know why we sound ridiculous? Because Trump is speaking for us and he sounds stupid. Just like he was standing on the roof of the White House talking. He sounds stupid. Do you know what a mockery he is making of this country? The fool. Okay, let's keep going. And this is saying what to know. Subpoenas target Bill and Hillary Clinton, 8 former attorney generals, and FBI directors. DOJ ordered to turn over Epstein's related records by August 19th. And I'm sure Trump's name won't be on them because Ghislaine will have erased them or redacted them, because she said she didn't see Bill do nothing wrong. I mean, not Bill. She didn't see Trump do nothing wrong in front of her. Now, what she considers is wrong, I don't know. She is a pedo and a ex-offender. What does she consider wrong? What she considers wrong, we consider right. I don't know, but we're going to keep going. Ghislaine Maxwell deposition has been delayed pending the Supreme Court's review of her conviction. Deposition dates range from August to mid-October. DOJ memo claims no client list or blackmail evidence was found. Sure. No client list, just some blackmail evidence. Trump allies and far-right figures accused the DOJ of withholding key information. Absolutely. 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 Trump is evil and people are afraid of him, and I do not know why, but we're going to keep going. Democrats are now pushing for transparency, sparking backlash. We are going to keep going. Now, I don't know if I could play this because this has music, but let me see because it tells me who was subpoenaed over the Epstein files. Maybe I should not play it because it just says that. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's keep going. Ghislaine Maxwell, the 62-year-old British socialite, convicted of African underage GIRLS for Jeffrey Epstein, was moved to a federal prison camp, Bryan, a minimum security facility in Texas earlier this week. That's something that we already know, and that was planned so that she would not tell on President Donald Trump. The only one that can get her out of prison is the president. President Donald Trump has been under intense pressure over the Epstein case since July 6, when the Department of Justice and FBI released a joint statement asserting he had no incoming client list and He was, and he died by unaliving his own self. Conspiracy theorists, including a section of Trump's Make America Great Again BS movement, have long maintained that Epstein was murdered to cover up the involvement of the prominent figures in his ABUSE. Yes, he could have been. I don't know. Or maybe he just decided to unalive himself because maybe someone would eventually unalive him because of all the information that he knew. Now we got to figure that all those cameras in his home that they were showing and the weirdo, creepy pictures that they were showing, baby, it is so much evidence in that house. Oh my, let me go visit the house. Let me go visit the house. I could tell y'all everything that went down and ain't nobody in there. But let me keep going. The Wall Street Journal later reported Trump had been told his name appeared multiple times. Mhm. Trump had been told that his name appeared multiple times in the so called Epstein files by Attorney General Pam Bondi, which the White House dismissed as, quote, fake news. Why would Pam Bondi do fake news? She loves Trump, and Trump loves her. Trump also said he would be allowed to pardon Maxwell, though he added that it's something I have not thought about. You haven't thought about that, Trump? You never thought about that. Yes. As the issue continues to cause a rift between the president and some of his supporters. Now, there was a name that was left off the Epstein subpoenas, despite his role in this plea deal, and the name is Alex Acosta. His name was left off the subpoena despite his role. That's why I'm saying this is BS. You want to subpoena everybody else. Trump don't get subpoenaed, and then you wanna lock Obama up. What the world? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 35, 37 count felon, felonist, how would you say it? Is president of the United States, and he want to lock everybody else up. He want to subpoena everybody else up. He want to do what he want to do. He want to rent Penske trucks, moving haul trucks to put ice in and capture people. Just jump out on them and haul them down to the ground. A nut. Now, the former Labor Secretary, Alice Acosta, was notably absent from the list of officials subpoenaed by the House Oversight Committee in its renewed investigation into Jeffrey Epstein ex-African case. The omissions drew attention, given Acosta's central role in approving Epstein's controversial 2008 non prosecution agreement while serving as U.S. Attorney in South Florida. The deal allowed Epstein to avoid federal charges and serve just 13 months in a work release program while shielding alleged co conspirators from future prosecution. Acosta later defended the agreement, claiming it was designed to ensure Epstein registered as an ex offender and provided restitution to victims. However, a 2020 Justice Department report concluded Acosta had shown poor judgment. The House Oversight Chair James Corner issued subpoenas Tuesday to several prominent figures, including former President Bill Clinton, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and former FBI directors James Comey and Robert Mueller. I'm sorry, guys, Mueller, former Attorney General Alberto Gonzalez. But guess what? Acosta's boss. Oh, wait a minute. Acosta was left off, but Acosta's who was his boss at the time was also subpoenaed. So y'all just went over Acosta and went straight to the boss. Okay, okay, we're gonna keep going. Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's longtime associate, has appealed her conviction to the Supreme Court, citing that the 2008 agreement she opposes she opposed the DOJ's motion to unseal grand jury transcripts, arguing that her legal options remain active and her due process rights must be protected. Acosta resigned. I'm saying it one more again. That's Ebonics. For those that y'all don't know, Acosta resigned from his cabinet post in 2019 amid mounting criticism and was appointed to Newsmax Inc.'s board of directors in June of 2025. Now, this goes into Trump digs up old Epstein history. And we all know about that old history when he started talking about I can't remember her last name, Virginia, and some more young ladies working at his spa. I have a question for that. And if any one of you know, put it in the comments. Trump at his spa at Mar-a-Lago had these young women working in the spa for him. Were they even old enough to work, or did they have to get a work permit? I'm not sure. Then he talking about Jeffrey would then come over there and steal them. What does he mean by that? Steal them. He stole them. He stole Virginia. He didn't steal them. You probably said, yeah, you can take her. You can take her. You can take her. And then he wanted to say, well, he did that about 3 times, and I got on him for that, and, you know, it became a whole big mix-up. Sure, Trump. Sure. The press bombarded President Donald Trump with more questions about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein and a potential pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell this week. And this time he opened up. That's such old history. Oh, it's old now. Okay. Trump said while revealing the Epstein victim, that's her name, Virginia Giuffre, is it Giuffre or Giuffre, was stolen by disgraced businessmen from her job at the president's Mar-a-Lago spa. Here's what Trump dished out about Epstein this week. So he had Virginia working at his spa. Why are all these young women working at his spa? Nobody asked that question? Or no one cares that these young women were at his spa? And then here comes Icky Epstein, and he steals them? Please, please. DOJ cites public demand and push to unseal Epstein Maxwell transcripts. Federal prosecutors say no relatives of Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell have objected to the Justice Department's request to unseal grand jury transcripts from their criminal cases. Maxwell, however, has signaled she will submit a formal position in the court. In the memorandum filed Tuesday, the DOJ argued that the move aligns with growing public calls for transparency. There is undoubtedly a clearly expressed interest from the public in Jeffrey Epstein's and Ghislaine Maxwell crimes, the filing stated, adding that the investigative efforts of both the DOJ and FBI have drawn significant attention. Epstein's legal history includes a controversial 2008 non-prosecution agreement in Florida where he pleaded guilty to soliciting and procuring a minor for prostitution. The deal spared him from a potential life sentence, resulting instead in a 13-month work release and mandatory registration as a ex-offender in 2019. So, that was Jeffrey's deal with prosecutors after everything he did to these young women. He just gets a slap on the wrist, 13-month work release program, and what else did he get? I think he had to pay them, and no life sentence. Oh, he has to register. He had to register as an ex-offender. What kind of punishment is that? For the crimes that he committed, what type of punishment is that? But you gonna give Diddy 20 years. I'm confused. And if I'm wrong, y'all can put it in the comments. If I'm wrong, enlighten me. Enlighten me, please. The court is expected to weigh the DOJ's request in the coming weeks as debate continues over the balance between transparency and jury secrecy. There isn't any transparency. All this is secrecy. This is nothing but secrets. There's no transparency here. None. And everything is done in our face. Everything. Trump deflects Epstein questions as DOJ seeks limited transcript release. Oh, now it's a limited transcript release. Trump continues to face scrutiny over his past ties to Jeffrey Epstein, despite denying prior knowledge of the financier's crimes and claiming to have severed their relationship years ago. I don't care if he did that. They were best friends. He knows a lot. He should be subpoenaed. What the world? The Epstein saga has increasingly overshadowed Trump's administration with renewed attention following his directive to unseal grand jury records related to Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. When asked last week about the possibility of pardoning Maxwell, who is serving a 20-year sentence for ex-African, Trump sidestepped the question, instead highlighting the administration's accomplishments. Legal experts say the grand jury transcripts are unlikely to offer major revelations, according to two former Manhattan prosecutors. The records are brief and consist solely of law enforcement testimony, specifically from an FBI agent and an NYPD detective, reiterating evidence already presented in indictments and at Maxwell's public trial. The Justice Department court filing confirms that many victim accounts discuss the grand jury proceedings were later made public during Maxwell's prosecution, suggesting the unsealed documents may add little to the public's understanding of the case. Why? We're not stupid. We can understand this case, just like we understand what's going on now. We can understand this case just as we can understand what's going on now. President Donald Trump's push to release investigative files tied to Jeffrey Epstein has reignited controversy among his supporters, especially after the Justice Department announced in July it would not make additional materials public. The reversal stunned many in Trump's base, who had anticipated explosive disclosure following months of administrative hype. Epstein, who unalived himself, we already know that, remains a central figure in conspiracy theories due to his ties to powerful individuals, including Trump. His former associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, we already know she's serving a 20-year sentence, which Trump moved her to Club Fed, which now yesterday she was in a Pilates class. Well, I'll be damned. She was in a Pilates class, y'all. She out here doing Pilates after the horrible crimes that she committed. She was the one who found the young women. She was the one. She scoped them out. She knew what Jeffrey liked, so she scoped them out and trained them. But she get to do Pilates. Okay, all right. Y'all see, I'm staying calm. According to her attorney, Maxwell answered questions about 100 different people. During the 2-day session, the interviews were conducted under Trump's directive to uncover any credible evidence of criminal activity by others connected to Epstein. In response to mounting pressure, the DOJ has requested the unsealing of grand jury transcript from the Epstein and Maxwell cases. However, officials acknowledge the documents may contain little new information. The move is seen as an attempt to restore transparency, and growing frustration over the administration's handling the case. Everyone is frustrated because this is BS. And I don't care what color you are. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what your sexual preferences are. If you are not crazy and you are a very smart person, you see that this is BS. BS. All day, every day. All day, every day. Now, I'm going to skip over a part because Virginia Giuffre family slams Trump over Epstein remarks, urges no clemency for Maxwell, and I don't blame them. They are very upset that he has moved her to Club Fed. So let's get into that real quick. The family of Virginia Giuffre, a prominent accuser in the Jeffrey Epstein ex-African case, expressed outrage after President Donald Trump said Epstein had stolen Giuffre from his Mar-a-Lago club. Giuffre, who unalived herself earlier this year, had long alleged she was recruited by Ghislaine Maxwell at age 16 while working at the club. Why are people even working in a spa massaging men at the age of 16? You shouldn't even have a job like that unless you're illegal. You got to be grown. Should no 16-year-old be giving another man a massage? No. She should just be handing out a towel. I don't know, but none of that other stuff should be going on. Talk about he stole her. Okay, so no, unacceptable. In a public statement, Giuffre's relatives called Trump's comments shocking and questioned whether he was aware of Epstein and Maxwell criminal actions at the time. And of course, Trump would say, "Of no. No, I was not. I know he stole her. So if you think he stole her, what did you think he did with her? You knew Epstein didn't have a spa or anything. You knew Epstein didn't have a business that like Hooters or anything like that. So what do you think he did with Virginia? That's one thing I want. What do you think he did? What kind of job could he have given her? Let's be serious. What kind of job could he have given her? He did not own a spa or anything else. Not to my knowledge. If y'all know that he owned a spa or anything else, let me know in the comments, because he didn't own a restaurant where maybe, she could have been a waitress or something. He didn't own that. So if he took her, where did he take her? And why? And that goes for the other ones, Trump, that you said he stole. If he was stealing them, where did he take them? Oh my gosh. This does not take a rocket scientist to figure this out. Department of Justice, DOJ. Duh. Ding, 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 ding. Hello, wake up. Is anybody home there? FBI, hello, ding, 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 ding. Is anybody home there? Y'all really, really look dumb about right now. And anything either one of y'all say is not going to make sense. Let me keep going as to what her family has to say. The family said, adding, Giuffre was preyed upon. She was not stolen. Thank you. The remarks come in renewed scrutiny of Trump's past ties to Epstein and his administration's handling of related investigations. Maxwell, convicted in 2021, is serving 20 years sentence. We all know that. And was recently interviewed by Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who is very good friends with Trump, who used to be his lawyer. Her lawyers say she answered questions about 100 different people and may testify before Congress if granted immunity. Oh, now you gonna give her immunity. She gets immunity. And who wants to believe her? I wouldn't believe anything that came out of her mouth, because she going to say whatever Trump taught her to say so she can get out of jail and she can have immunity. The White House clarified that Trump was responding to a reporter's question and reiterated that he had banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago for inappropriate behavior. A senior official confirmed Trump is not considering clemency for Maxwell. So you banned him for inappropriate behavior. So you knew that that his behavior was inappropriate. But you said nothing. Trump didn't say a word. Trump said he banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago for inappropriate behavior, but he said nothing. And because y'all had a fallout, or quote unquote supposedly fallout, that makes it okay? No, it doesn't. Giuffre's family also criticized the government's engagement with Maxwell, calling her a known perjurer. Yes, she is. She is a known liar. She is a known perjurer. She will get up on that stand and lie. And it won't mean anything because she has immunity. What the hell is going on? In urging that she remain behind bars, Giuffre had accused several powerful men, including Prince Andrew of ABUSE. The prince settled with her in 2022 without admitting wrongdoing. So, why isn't Prince Andrew subpoenaed? Because he settled with her? No. This is giving me a headache. Because this is so unacceptable. Everything that they are doing, I know the DOJ has to say that this is against the law. This is terrible. This is terrible. Oh my goodness. I feel so sorry. So sorry for any of the defendants. I feel so sorry for y'all. Maxwell team opposes unsealing grand jury transcripts, citing due process concerns. Attorneys for Ghislaine Maxwell have formally objected to the Justice Department's push to unseal grand jury transcripts related to her criminal case, arguing that the release would violate her rights as she continues to litigate her conviction. No, that's not why. That's not why. In a filing to the Southern District of New York, Maxwell's legal team emphasized that she has not reviewed the transcripts and remains actively engaged in appeals. You reviewed those transcripts, and that could be what you had when you returned to jail, when you had that big box of just paperwork? That could be what you had. Transcripts. Jeffrey Epstein is dead. Ghislaine Maxwell is not. The filing stated, whatever interest the public may have in Epstein, that interest cannot justify a broad intrusion into grand jury secrecy in a case where the defendant is alive. Her legal options are viable and her due process rights remain. Ain't that something? Her due process rights remain. Okay. Okay. I, I'm 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 starting to get mad. Okay, I'm gonna read something else. One more thing. Prince Andrew had an affair with Ghislaine Maxwell book. Whoo, child. They're saying Prince Andrew had an affair with Ghislaine Maxwell, who launched a premeditated drive to reinvent him, according to a new biography. Child, the Duke of York described himself as a friend of Maxwell and her as Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend when he gave a disastrous interview to the BBC in 2019. She was not Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend. He does not like older women. She was his scout. In 2019, the Newsnight sit-down led to him having to step back from public life and face widespread ridicule on social media. However, a new book about Andrew entitled, yes indeed, The Rise and Fall of the House of York by Andrew Lowney, serialized in the Mail on Sunday, tells a more complicated story. Lowney writes, Andrew and Ghislaine were good friends, and over the years had been occasional lovers. And through her, the prince had come into the ambit of her boyfriend, Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein was her boyfriend. He ain't like her. He ain't like her. That's just like on Friday when what's his name? Chris Rock tell the girl, but he don't like her though. He don't like her though. He don't like her though. This is sick. This is sickening to me. Now, I'm gonna jump into new photos from Epstein's mansion reveal very disturbing details. Some people were saying that they were creepy and just disgusting. But let's see what Newsweek has to say. Newly released images from Jeffrey Epstein's former Manhattan mansion over a chilling glimpse into the late financier's private world, including unsettling artifacts and personal correspondence with high-profile figures. Among the items photographed were a first edition of Lolita, a surveillance camera mounted in Epstein's bedroom, and a massage room adorned with paintings of nude women. One of the most striking revelations was a handwritten note from filmmaker Woody Allen. I believe he might be on that list. We know how he worked. Who, like Epstein's dinner parties to scenes from Dracula, describing young women serving guests as reminiscent of what? Of vampire brides. Wait a minute. Wait, because this is my first time reading it. I'm reading it with you all. Filmmaker Woody Allen, who likened Epstein's dinner parties to scenes from Dracula. So they had dinner parties, scenes from Dracula, describing young women serving guests as vampire brides. The photos also included birthday messages from influential individuals, including former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak and his wife, who called Epstein a collector of people and praised his curiosity. Well, I'll be damned. A collector of people. He called him a collector of people. What? What? Okay. Okay. And praised his curiosity. The release of these images. Mm, 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 mm. God help them, because they do not know what they do and what they have done. The release of these images comes amid renewed scrutiny of Epstein's connections and possessions as federal judges weigh motions to unseal grand jury records related to his and Ghislaine Maxwell cases. Epstein died in jail, we know that, in 2019, awaiting his African charges. Now I'm starting to maybe that believe. I mean, his sentence was so light. His sentence was uh, 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 was did I say 32 months and to um register as a ex-offender and pay restitution to victims. How do you get that kind of a sentence for the crimes that he did, and not just for the crime, for the years that he did it? There's so much to this story because they have titles such as Trump Murdoch agreed to delay deposition. Donald Trump's DOJ may release Ghislaine Maxwell interview reports. They may release it. They should have released it. How are you going to sit and have a conversation with her and not release what was said in the conversation? That's like not having the person that's in court typing what everyone is saying. This is ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. DOJ seeks limited unsealing of Maxwell grand jury transcripts. This is nothing but to hide the disgusting ways of Trump, Epstein, the Prime Minister, Prince Andrew, and anybody else who's high up. This is nasty. This is just disgusting. I am going to have to change the title because I find this to be rather disgusting. And of all people, you're going to subpoena Bill Hillary, Attorney General Merrick Garland, Attorney General William Barr, Attorney General Jeff Sessions, all these are former attorneys, former Attorney General Loretta Lynch, former Attorney General Eric Holder, former Attorney General Alberto Gonzalez. You're leaving out the other one, former FBI Director James Comey and former FBI Robert Mueller. I'm sickened. I am sickened by this whole mess. I pray for these women families. I do. I pray. I pray for the women because they gotta go through these lies. These lies and this is just disgusting. This all is very, very disturbing and disgusting to me, y'all. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, please, because I really feel like this is making me sick. This is sickening. Sickening. Until the next video, which I might go live on, I'm not sure. Probably at about 8 o'clock-ish or so, 9 o'clock-ish or so. Or I might just upload it. This video, this right here, what's going on with Ghislaine, this DOJ, this whole Trump thing, all of this Trump stuff is terrible. It's frightening and it's scary that such a person could get away with these terrible, terrible things that he's done and that he is doing. It makes me want to throw up. I thank you all for watching. And please do not forget to subscribe. I seriously feel sick right now. This is disgusting. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.